Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Mark with Rainmakers Customs again. All right, so I finished up the 2x6 here. I originally started this build, I'm going to say roughly a year and a half ago for a customer, and I got it all done except for tuning it out, and he decided that he wanted a bigger amplifier. So, and asked about changing out and things like that. So I went ahead and essentially took this back in, even though I hadn't finished it yet, and built him the bigger amplifier that he wanted. So finally got back around to finishing this one up. So I'm going to put this one up for sale. So there is nobody that owns this as of yet. But we went ahead and tuned this out. For starters, on the input here, we've got two MRF 454s driving 6 regular 2879s. So it's a 2x6, and I did go ahead and I made a Pi network right here, which is an actual attenuator, not just putting a resistor in line, but it's actually got the correct feed points to go ahead and cut it down about 2 dBs on the input drive. That way it's a little more controllable with your radio. So we went ahead and did that. Finished up retuning the LC networks on the input and the output, and adjusted our output tune as well. So we were talking a little skip on it earlier. I didn't want to talk on it too much because I hadn't had a chance to get the fan mounted into the top so that we can go ahead and keep this thing cool. So we went ahead and stopped on that, finished up the fan, got a bite of lunch, and come back to shoot the video. All right, so this amplifier, like I said, we've got 2 MRF 454s driving 6 2879s. This does have, and it's some of the last that I have on hand, mainly because they were getting to the point where they were very difficult to get a hold of, which is the BBI transformers, and these actually do come from Luke Miller. But we've got this built up. So like I said, nice big heavy transformers on the 5/8 core. We've got 2 16 gauge wires feeding we've got 2 16 gauge wires, one for each transistor here. Same thing for the next one and the next one, obviously. So, we've got dual wires feeding each 2-pill section. And then we've got a heavy gauge wire going up here to feed the MRF 454. Let's see here. I went ahead and installed a jack here in the back. So this actually uses the 4-pin mic connector, which I actually prefer these because you don't have to worry about if you accidentally forget to unplug it before you plug in your remote. So you're just going to hook up pins 1 and 2. You're going to make the connection, and the amp is going to come on via a remote. So that's wired, ready to go. All right, so let's put the 10 on this. We'll get you some numbers, which if you look at the YouTube video from me shooting skip earlier, you'll see a little bit of numbers where we're just kind of playing around and talking to some guys out west in California on it. So the front, we've got this set up with blue LEDs. Seems like that seems to be the trend that everybody likes, is the blue LEDs. So I actually pulled out the original ones that I had in there, which were green, and decided to go with blue since that seems to be the most popular color. All right, so we did that, and then we installed our beautiful fan covers provided to us by Mr. Carlock from Carlock Farms. So nice, very heavy-duty fan grill. It's not the traditional black that I've been using for several years, but I decided to go ahead and put one of these on here instead, just to kind of help spice it up since it was a 2x6. So we'll get some screws in the tin here after a bit when we finish up with the video and go from there. All right, so let's get our camera set up here. Take some of that glare off. There we go. All right, so I went ahead whenever I finished building the Colossal 1200 amp power supply. I went ahead and I put in a small remote wire for the voltage up here. That way I can actually read what my voltage is off the power supply. So you're going to be seeing that we are going to be running this at 14.5 volts, and you'll be able to see the voltage drop as well as all 4 meters at the same time. All right, so let's get started. Turn this on. Actually, let's stop. Let's start with the pass-through tune over here on the 5-watt slug going back to the radio. Hello, 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 audio. So it barely wiggles your meter there. So great on the pass-through tune. And let's turn our 5-watt slug around here. I'll show you what the dead key is that I'm using on this. So about 3/4 of a watt. About 3/4 of a watt is what we've got our dead key set at. So doesn't take much. That's about all you'll need. All right, so let's turn that back around, turn the amp on. So we'll start here with our 5-watt slug in reverse going back to the radio. We've got our 5-watt slug in reverse going back to the 5,000 watt Bird dummy load. 2500 watt slug in 1x position for our peak, and 1000 in RMS. So, hello, 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 audio. So 1/4 watt reflect on the input. Hello, 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 audio. And about a 1/2 watt reflect on the output. Okay, we'll move on to the peak numbers. Hello, audio, audio. So we got 1200 on the PEP. And last but not least, the RMS. Audio, audio. And we're doing right at 700 Bird. So I think that's a win all the way across. Like I said, I do have it attenuated, and that's to help lower that carrier going into that, since we are using a 2-pill driver into the 6-pill. So, hello, 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 audio. So 700 Bird, audio, audio. 1200 peak, audio. 1/2 watt reflect going back to the dummy load, audio, and a 1/4 watt on the radio. All right, guys. So anybody that's interested in this, just let me know. It's available. We do have this set up with ring terminals already for somebody that's running this as a base. So obviously that can be changed out, but we do have these set up with ring terminals on both sides. We're just going to bolt it together to my test leads here on the workbench. All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the quick little video, and we'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day, guys.